Sometimes you need to edit text files on your server, and it's a little bit easier to do it with a text editor on your own computer. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So when I have complicated configuration files that I want to work with, generally I'll do it with Notepad++. There are other utilities out there, and you can certainly use VI right on the machine. Hopefully you've learned VI, you know a little bit about how to use it. But if you don't want to use VI and you want to use your own computer to edit those files, this is how I would do it on Windows. On a Mac, there's a separate utility. It's very similar to this on a Mac. I can't recall what it's called, but certainly reach out to me if you need some advice on that. But basically with Notepad++, when you go to plugins, I added a plugin called NPPFTP. So when you go into your plugins manager in here, basically you would go in here and under available you would search for NPPFTP, and then you would select on it and you can install it, and then it'll show up as a plugin after it restarts. And then you can show that plugin, which I'm doing here. You can see it on the right hand side. And I know my icons are really small over here, but you've got your settings and so forth. So if I go into settings, I can go to profile settings, and this is a list of all the different profiles I have for connecting to different machines. So I'm going to add a new one, and I'm just going to call it intro, because I'm going to use this to connect to my VM that I called intro in another video. So for the host name, this is going to be the host name that I would find the public IP. So you can see here, this is my VM called intro. Here's the public IP address. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard, and then I'm going to come back to NPPFTP. I'm going to paste that in, tell it to use SFTP, use my student user. I'm going to save my password. I just don't want to have to, I'm not going to say ask for password because I don't want to have to remember it every time. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. So now I should have a profile for my intro server, and when I click on it, it should connect to it. And there we go, I'm connected. So now if I open up a file, so in this case I'm going to open up this config file, and I'm going to come in here and just type some stuff and hit Control-C to save it. And if I go back into my file here, I just have to put the right file name. This just happens to be one that I'm working with right now, and you can see it's the same version of the file. And likewise, if I, let me go into insert mode. If I go in here and make another change, I'll just type foo. If I come back to Notepad++ and I download this file again, you can see it's got the update, so I can pull the latest version of that file. So it's just an easy way to interact with text files. Usually I'll save them in my home directory and then move them where I need them to go, you know, just so I have a backup, and I'm not working with files directly in Etsy, for example. And you would have to be logged in as root in order to edit files in some of their real directories. Anyway, that's how you use Notepad++. If you have any questions, let me know.